Bitches leave.
Hi, welcome to the Motion Picture Notion. I'm your host, Gabriel Burton. Earlier this week, I was watching a movie called The Hunt. It came out this year. It got kind of screwed for a lot of different reasons. It was actually really technically supposed to come out in 2019. And the alleged reason why it was delayed was there was some shooting somewhere, and so they were like, okay, well, we have to delay the release of this movie. So it came out like early 2020, and then coronavirus happened. So this movie just got like totally shot in the foot. Personally, I don't know if it was the whole shooting thing. I think it might have just been I don't know, Hollywood being Hollywood, or you know how things are these days. This movie is a very brilliant satire. It's a very ballsy movie, and I am really hoping that this inspires more like it because it is the most beautifully, hysterically satirical thing that I've seen since South Park. It seems that in this day and age, Matt Stone and Trey Parker are the only people who can actually like get away with this kind of humor. It's great. It's totally about politics, and it's funny because so many people on so many different sides are either offended by it or think that it's deliberately ragging on the opposite side. You know, like Democrats think that it's like holding a mirror up to Republicans, and Republicans think that it's holding up a mirror to Democrats. And even in like some of the reviews, a lot of the reviews that you see for this movie on Rotten Tomatoes, it's like people are like, yeah, this movie shows them, like, you know, kind of a. And I mean, even like Donald Trump, when he had heard that the movie was getting released, because based on plot alone, it does sound kind of like a battle royale where, you know, liberals get to hunt down Republicans. I mean, yes, but the thing is, if you think that this movie caters to one side over the other, you've missed the entire point of the movie. This movie just makes everybody look like an asshole. This movie makes both sides of the political spectrum look like freaking idiots. Then, you know, there's just the people caught in the middle. I mean, I don't want to get like too far into what goes on, but it is essentially the basic gist of Battle Royale, where these like hyper-conservative people, like super like redneck NRA, wake up in this fields, and there's a box at the center of the field, and in the box is like various weapons of various different varieties. And essentially, like, you know, it's a group of liberal elites who have abducted like a dozen conservatives. Well, they think it's a dozen conservatives. One of them is actually not necessarily. She's kind of not specified. I forget the actress's name. I will put it at the bottom of the screen. It's the lady from Glow. She's the main character, and man, is she brilliant. Man, is this a great performance. The lefties who are hunting the conservatives are like super woke. Like, they're always talking about like inequality. I'm sorry if I've offended you. Did I use the proper pronouns? And it's just like they're just the most like obnoxious, like worst imaginable example of that kind of person. And then of course the rednecks are like, you know, like one of them, you can see a picture. He's standing with a rifle in his hand next to like a freaking rhino that he's just shot, and like one of them is called like Confederate something, and he runs this kind of a podcast, you know. And these people are just idiots, and they're getting killed in the most absurd ways. And it's just really such a brilliant movie. But the thing that's interesting about it is both the outrage and the fact that people are completely missing the point just somehow makes it even better. I do think that it got delayed because Hollywood doesn't like it, because it doesn't pick a side. I suppose if there was one political message you're supposed to get from it, it's both of these people are assholes. Because I think that, I don't know, to some degree, that's how a lot of people are feeling. But when you do a movie like this, when it is this politically charged, even if it is a satire, and it does involve this level of violence, again, this is 2020, you know, it's like you run a very big risk, and I like that. I like that. I miss movies that have balls. It's a great time, and no matter where you fall on the political spectrum, if you can laugh at yourself a little bit, or just kind of roll with the stereotypes a little bit, you will probably really enjoy this movie. But if you're super sensitive or something like that, give it a pass. It's not gonna fly. But be a lot cooler if you did. All right, guys, that's all she wrote.